if you're watching this, you already know what the Mass Effect 3 endings are. I'm not even going to explain them. But I am going to critique it. I don't understand why BioWare wanted to end the series of great storytelling, great character development, in a universe that you've really come to love. Why they would end it so abruptly. It's just so random. I mean, just the 3 endings by themselves completely destroy what the entire series was about, which was about giving the player choice. You know, at the end, it kind of just throws all that out the window and says, no, these are the 3 endings, you're gonna pick one. So, it doesn't even matter what you do in the entire series. It doesn't matter if you rescued the Arachnite Queen, like, whether or not you chose to save Ashley or Caden. Doesn't matter if you gave the collector base to the elusive man or destroyed it. Doesn't matter if you cured the genophage or created peace between the Quarian and the Geth. None of it matters in the end because all the endings are basically the same. I mean, in every ending, the mass relays get blown up. Wouldn't that completely kill everyone in the Sol system? Because if you played the DLC for Mass Effect 2, you know that when a mass relay blows up, it completely destroys the system it's in. So for them all to blow up like that, wouldn't Shepard be like the committed of like genocide of like so many races in life? It doesn't make sense. And then, you know, Shepard dies no matter what you do. Honestly, I don't care if Shepard had died in the end. I just wanted some closure. Like, I wanted to see what happens with the sacrifices that, you know, Mordin dies. Thane sacrifices himself. Legion, David Anderson, they just die. And it's kind of like a spit in the face to not see what happens afterward. You know, a sacrifice doesn't mean anything if you kind of just died and not get to see what happens afterward. Like, it just does not make sense. It's just heartless, it's meaningless. Just to die like that, for the company just to kill off your character like that. And you don't get to see what happens afterward, you don't get to see the future of the Krogan. You don't get to see what happens with the Quarian and the Geth. You don't get to see the Turians and the Sari, the Salarians rebuilding their homeworlds. You don't get to see Earth rebuild. If anything, you just see Earth just get destroyed by the endings you choose. And that third ending, Synthesis, is just stupid. You combine organic and synthetic life. The entire idea with this organic synthetic life, it wasn't really talked about in the other 2 games. It's only kind of recent, like, or really when Legion comes in, whether or not, you know, the Geth have souls or whatever. And for this catalyst thing to just say, hey, we created synthetics so you organics don't create synthetics that will kill you. What sense does that make? And, you know, I put in over, like, 150 hours in this series, and there's just so many other things that just wrong about the ending. Like, why was Joker running from a battle? Why did he have your crew with him? It's like, even with the 2 members that you took with you down to Earth, what did he do? Like, just abandon the fight, fly down there, take them, and just say peace and we're out of here, and go through the mass relay? And then he just crash lands on a random planet somewhere? Like, why would he do that? He would, like, he's your friend in the game. Even the other squad mates would probably say, no, or Joker, you're an idiot, let's stay. Especially your love interest. Ugh, it doesn't make sense. And then people are trying to say like this indoctrination theory. Why waste my time, even if that were true? Why waste my time if it's that? I just making some sort of dream sequence in the end. It just seems like kind of like a big middle finger anyway. It's just a big waste of time. And if they do release like a DLC to change the ending, it better be free. It needs to be free because they just kind of like wasted our time with that ending. Because as I see it, the mass relays are all destroyed. Where do you go from there? You can't create any more Mass Effect games if you don't have the technology in the game. You can't name something after something in something else if it's not in the game or anything. Like, if Lord of the Rings was called, well, Lord of the Rings, and there were no rings in the book or the story, you'd kind of think, what was the point of making that or naming it that? It doesn't make sense. So, as I see it, I'm probably not even going to play the trilogy over again. Because there's no point. It has no replay value. None of the decisions you make, the thing that defines the franchise, is completely just thrown out. Just kind of like a betrayal from BioWare, and there's other things, They allowed EA, I guess, to do this. Like the Day 1 DLC, what was that? That should have been in the game. All these DLCs that I saw this like maybe leaked info of DLC they're planning for Mass Effect 3. There's this one romance DLC. You get to spend the entire DLC with your love interest. There's the Omega DLC, and you take back Omega with Arya. That should have been in the original game. Arya was barely even touched in Mass Effect 3. She was just kind of sitting there in the bar. And then there's this rescue DLC. What is that? It's kind of like saying the indoctrination theory was correct, but then they're just taking your money in order for you to see the rest of the game, the end of the game, the true ending. I don't understand. I don't know what to make of it. This was one of my favorite series of all time, and it's kind of ruined. I'll be providing a link for this site to petition the ending. Please sign it. Comment below. Yeah, later.